Hello, my sweet, sassy, sexy Scorpios. How are y'all? Thank you for being here. I appreciate your clicking on the video if I can speak today. And I went ahead and pulled some of your cards already because I'm not a fast shuffler. And, it was just in the interest of time. So, what we're doing today is a reading on you versus them. I know you want to know what's going on and how they feel, and just as a way to determine if this is your reading, I pull cards on you. So if you don't feel this way, this is probably not your reading. Please look at some of my other readings because they are timeless. So it's evident to me, my good Scorpios. Sorry about that. Sorry for putting my hand in front of the camera. My bad. I forget I turn it that way and it's kind of weird. That you don't want to invest in this anymore. I think for many of you too, there's been enough, I'm going to say control and heartache. Control and heartache. Someone trying to control you that's broken your heart. Or this could be you saying, this thing is just beyond control now. It's totally out of control. I don't want to invest in it. I don't want to nurture this anymore. And it's really not your confidence for many of you, I feel. And you're saying, you know what? I think I'm going to be over here and I'm going to manifest something else. I'm going to work on my magic and manifest something else. Because many of you were either felt or were, in fact, juggled. Or some of you are just saying, this was just back to this, I can pick it up, Emperor. I just really don't feel like I'm in control anymore. I feel like all I'm doing is juggling balls in the air. You may either already have or going to have a very difficult conversation with your person, Scorpio. I feel like you've probably been dealing with this King of Wands in reverse. There's no gender in tarot, but that's what's on the card. Which basically he's not a really nice guy. He's very self-serving. He's selfish, all about him. He can be jealous. He can be not as controlling as the Emperor, but their energies are very similar to me. And you're just saying, I've just had enough. I don't want to fight for this anymore. I just don't want, every one of these wands, sorry for the glare, represents a disagreement, an argument, a battle that you fought in this relationship. And I think it's in reverse. You're saying, I just don't have it in me anymore. Because why? Because I know my self-worth. I know that I am this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't need anyone. If she's with someone, it's because she chooses to be, not because she needs them. She's independent. She can take care of herself. And you're saying, I don't really want to invest in this anymore. I don't think I want to tend the seeds of this relationship anymore. It's not something that I see going the distance. And it's just not, this is, sorry, I can't speak tonight. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You're saying, this has not been fortuitous for me. I want something new. I want something new, new. No more disappointment for me. No more feeling frustrated and losing patience and waiting for things to balance out, waiting for somebody to come and tell me they want to make amends. No, thank you. I want someone like this King of Pentacles. I don't want a King of Wands in reverse. I want a King of Pentacles in the upright. Who will show up for me, who will be somebody whom I can depend on, and who's probably got enough money to take care of you if you need that. And I think for many of you, you didn't really get closure in this situation. Whatever's going on, on the one hand, you feel there's unfinished business here, and very possibly because some of you, this person that you were involved with ghosted you. I mean, they just disappeared. One day they're there and one day they're not. And you felt extremely betrayed, and very possibly it left you stuck because you didn't know what to make of it, but you definitely knew it wasn't a happy situation. They didn't want to invest in you in terms of a happy home, at least. So you know what? I think many of you said, I'll just get myself single. I'm going to declare myself single. And there you have it. That's your tower. And you said, I am not giving my cup away to this situation anymore. I'm going to find new love. Okay. Well, that's pretty clear. Now, let's see what your person says about how they feel regarding this relationship with you. At one time, and I don't know if this was yesterday or 10 years ago, at one time, I think your person really saw a future with you. They saw the happy home, the kids, the dog, the picket fence with you. They saw stability with you. And then the broken heart. Now I'm going to read this two different ways. And then they broke your heart. Possibly because of another person. Because I have an Empress over here on your side, which is you, but I have two Queens on their side. So this could also, another way I can read this, because this can represent a marriage, home, or long-term relationship situation. It could very clearly be saying they weren't really single, and that's what broke your heart, because they were probably over here with somebody else. This Queen of Wands, she is my other woman in tarot readings typically. And so they know, because they were playing around here and acting reckless, they know now you've very likely gone cold on them. Or this could, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, because that's what that feels like. And basically, they're at a crossroads. They don't know, well, I was going to say a saying, but I can't say that here on YouTube. Whether to something or go blind. You probably, for those, if you know, you know. Because things that were hidden have now come to light, though. What's come to light to this person, or it could be to you too, but is that they're still holding on to you. Whether they really can do anything about it is another matter, but they have been holding on to your energy because they don't feel like this situation is finished with you. There's unfinished business here. Even though they know they need to put this down, it's a heavy burden to try to balance off of this. And they know you're not waiting on them anymore. They're saying, I know, I was up in my head, I couldn't decide what to do here, and now that I'm starting to get clarity, but I think Scorpio has gotten their clarity and probably moved on. They probably feel very, very cold toward me, and this can be your person saying, I'm just going to have to get cold about this if I'm going to be able to move on. They have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So I think at some point, again, they could have had hope still that the situation was going to work out. Maybe they still do, but now I've got the Hermit over here for you and for them. I think this person very likely ghosted you in some form or fashion. They just went cold, went silent. Or maybe you had an argument and then that happened. But whatever happened caused a lot of unhappiness. This is your person. Why? Because here we go. We both have this Two of Pentacles. Too much juggling. Somebody, I believe this is your person saying they defended their position, probably over here with this other person. And that just left everything at a standstill. Stuck. Very, very stuck. And there was deception. This is not my number one card of deception, but it's about things that you cannot see, and fears and secrets. Now, they could have been spying on you, or still could be, in fact, spying on you, checking in on you, looking at your social media. And they're giving me this mixed message. Yes, I really want to come in out of the cold with Scorpio, but I'm not really single. I can't do anything about that. And I know Scorpio's probably done waiting on me to balance this thing out. So I'm just going to get busy probably focusing on my work over here, and that can be working on themselves, hopefully. Hopefully, that's what that means. Not that I think any of you are interested in that anymore. Now, I'm going to ask, let's see, I'm going to ask from your deck, how do you see the potential of this going forward, or is there any in your opinion? What is the potential from Scorpio's perspective of how this might go forward? And remember, guys, if you don't like this potential outcome here, you have the power to change it. You are powerful creators. So educate yourself about the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, the law of assumption. It's all the same thing. And you can create a different outcome. Yeah. Very clear. Thank you, Scorpio. You're very clear to me. I know my worth. I know who and who I will not give my cup of love to. I'm going to focus on loving myself. Now, the difference between the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. The Queen of Cups gives her cup unconditionally. The King of Cups, however, is a little bit is more judicious, more selective about who he gives his cup to. And Scorpio, that's what you're telling me. You're saying, I don't want any more of this conflict or competition, and so I'm just not going to wait around. My plans with this person fell through, but I'm not waiting on them anymore. I have learned my lesson. So I'm not putting any more work into this. I am releasing myself from this toxic situation, and I am not communicating with this person anymore, even if they do want to come back. Because why? Even if they come back and tell me they want to make amends, I'm going after what makes me happy. I think many of you don't think this person would come back truthful anyway, because guess what? Here's that Two of Swords that they had on their side. I think you would feel like they were still at this crossroads. Even if they came back, they're still dealing with other people, situations, whatever. All right. Now, how does your person see the potential future? And it will be interesting if they feel differently or the same. How does your person see the potential future? And thank you guys for supporting me in all the ways that you have, my regulars and newcomers. And by the way, I do go live here on YouTube once or twice a week to do personal readings that are very, very reasonable. So be sure you have your notifications turned on. And what else? Yes, I also am a medium, and I have a playlist of deceased loved ones. And I am beginning to do mediumship readings here on YouTube also. So let me know if that interests you. And you can contact me, you know how it goes, in the description box, everything you need there. Well, your person is reticent to speak. As I said that. Well, they're clearly healing. There's no communication, I feel, between you two right now. They're taking a time out. Because they know they need to get free of this something toxic on their side, is what it feels to me like. Unless they're saying you're toxic, but I don't get that feeling at all. This person, I think it's this person. Yeah, they know they can't give to you equally now. They're just busy sitting in their papasan chair over here, focusing on their money, trying to, work hard and work toward their 10 of cups. I think this is saying, but look, we have the card of remorse and regret, the strength card in the reverse, and the 8 of cups. So your person is putting on a brave front. I'm just going to say it that way. They're putting on a brave front. Yeah, I'm focusing on my happiness. Yeah. Everything's good. I'm working on my money. Everything's good. But behind the scenes, they are in deep regret over whatever happened between you two. I think it's affected their confidence as well. And I'm hearing this with this 8 of cups. They are forced to walk away, either because you said, I'm not going to have anything to do with you as long as if you think you're going to juggle me, you're mistaken. Yeah, look, and they've got the 5. They have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. You have it in the upright. They're saying, yeah, they don't want to deal with that either. They have been. This could be you or the situation they're in. They want to regain control. But I think they're dealing with some difficult karma over their side. But I can tell you they miss you. And they know that they're getting clarity. They are. My goodness, okay. They're getting clarity that, this is that case of woulda, coulda, shoulda. Well, if I could, I'd like to start over, but I put your 10 swords in this relationship here, and all this, each one of those is a betrayal, and that's caused a tower in this relationship with Scorpio. And I think Scorpio doesn't want anything to do with me anymore. There's just no more passion here, so I can see there's not going to be any reconciliation between us. So your person is saying, and even though I'm wounded but I'm still standing, I'm going to look at this as a missed opportunity. Or it's not that they're resigned to doing that so much as I think they don't have a choice. They feel they don't really have a choice right now, at least until they get themselves free from this toxic energy, whatever that is. Whatever that is. Wow. Well, guys, it looks like you're at a standstill. Scorpio, I think you're moving on. I would have loved to have seen like an Ace of Cups over here for you, but I think you've got to get this person out of your system, out of your emotions, out of your energy, before we're going to start seeing a major change in your readings and how you feel about this. Because honestly, some of you still want this person back, to be truthful. Some of you do. But right now, this situation to me looks like your person still is in reckless behavior, not making up their mind about anything, stuck at a crossroads, taking time out to heal, supposedly. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. They do need to fix whatever this toxic situation or addiction or whatever that is for them. So I think right now you guys are just in your separate corners, as it were. Looks like you're not wanting anything to do with them. You've both got the 3 of Swords in the reverse. You're still hurting, however. Theirs looks like it's in the past because it's in the reverse. Now, I can say for maybe 1 or 2 of you, because of these cards, how they fell, I just have to give this to 1 or 2 of you. This happy home might not be so happy with this Three of Swords in the reverse with this Queen of Wands, because this fell right in between these two. So yeah, they may be over here, and this would mean it's happened in the past. So maybe they had broken up with this person, maybe there was heartache, maybe they went back to the person, and that's why they took this time out with you. That could be for one or two of you. They could have circled back to that other person, you know, that one more look at that greener pasture over there. Or if they, maybe you were the outside person looking in, I don't know. You will know. But it looks like right now they're still over here doing their business. Doing their business. You know, breaking hearts, not really communicating, in and out, reckless behavior. You know, they got some growing up to do, in my opinion. And it is interesting. I got two queens and a knight, and the worst knight. In other words, he's mischievous in the upright, but in the reverse, it's even worse. He's more reckless. So you got one knight and two queens here. This person needs to grow up. I'm just going to say that. So I think you might be dodging a bullet, guys. I really do. For some of you, this person's got a lot more maturing to do before I think you would want him, because this Empress is nowhere near, or rather I should say, this Knight of Wands in reverse is nowhere near a match for this Empress. So that is all I would say. You thought you were going to get your Emperor, the Empress and the Emperor in reverse. You thought this was your divine counterpart, but he didn't come in that way. Instead, and I'm saying he because that's what's on the card, he acted like this King of Wands in reverse, and now he's gone backwards all the way over here to a Knight. So your person's going through whatever he's going through, but I think there, and again, he, she, we don't read body parts. Move on, Scorpio. Don't wait for this person. Get on down the road. I think you've learned your lesson here, and you're looking for something new. All right, guys. Well, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish you many blessings, and I'll see you soon. Take care.